left-wing internet platforms shutting down conservatives, analysis of some key primary elections, and you won't want to miss our special segment, Lunacy on the Left. All this and more on today's Truth is Making a Comeback.
Truth is making a comeback. America's Top Stories with Lisa K. Donner.
This week, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple all removed Alex Jones' InfoWar programs from their platforms. It appears to be a coordinated effort since all the actions took place on the same day. Of course, conservatives have long held that there is an undercurrent of censorship going on with conservative sites, and this appears to punctuate that point. Paul Joseph Watson, editor of InfoWars, tweeted, "This is the key point. 4 big tech firms all banned InfoWars within 12 hours of each other. This suggests collusion, and it proves that their terms of service are all arbitrary and BS. Incredible." Is this just right-wing paranoia, or is it a dastardly plan by those on the left that own and operate the largest internet platforms in America today? Joining us for more on this is LN Managing Editor Mark Angelides. Mark, is this censorship at its most brazen?
This is not, in my opinion, conspiracy theory. It's an evidentiary fact that at least 4 different social media, let's call them giants for lack of a better word, because they do control a vast monopoly of what's happening, worked in coordination to literally shut down Alex Jones's channels, multiple channels, all at the same time, almost like the, as one of our writers points out, it's almost like the last scene of The Godfather with the decapitato movement, taking out all the many heads of the Hydra at the same time. It's not a conspiracy at all. It's an actual fact that they worked in concert to shut him down.
If this is indeed true, realistically, what can conservatives do about it?
Well, actually, that's the good news. Conservatives have always been the innovators and the entrepreneurs, surprisingly, considering they're called conservatives. By starting their own platforms, getting investment for their own social media channels, because obviously there's a bit of a monopoly at the moment with Google and YouTube, Twitter and Spotify, these things. But there are alternatives, and all they require is not your personal time or investment of money. It just requires you to use them. And by using them, it balances the field a lot more. So really what's being looked for is people who are actually just willing to use the platforms that are freely provided, but also have content creators. People are actually out there putting their thoughts out on videos, putting their thoughts out in short messages, in articles, tweets, although not on Twitter. And this is what's needed to rebalance the field.
Do you think the increased publicity of the InfoWars situation will ratchet up the censorship or bring it down?
Well, that actually depends on what their plan is, Lisa, what the original plan is. If it is, as many suspect, that InfoWars is a test just to see what kind of reaction people give, because despite having millions of followers across the various platforms, Alex Jones is not a popular guy. Many people laugh and dismiss the things that he does. Which obviously is part of his character, his persona on screen. But what's happening is people are actually, even those who oppose what Alex Jones says, they're actually standing up for his right to be able to produce and to distribute. So I would suggest that this is going to carry on regardless, because Alex is just a test case. This was to see what kind of reaction other people have to somebody being shut down. So they choose somebody who's unpopular on a large scale, see if there's too much backlash, and if there isn't, carry on with censoring conservative voices.
That's Mark Angelides, managing editor of Liberty Nation, reporting from London. From an editorial standpoint, conservatives are becoming more and more concerned about internet censorship. But what is the truth here from a purely factual standpoint? Kenneth Moody has been working in the world of digital marketing for over 15 years and is CEO of K. Moody & Associates. His clients include all manner of American business, from destination marketing, educational institutions, and political advertising. Disclosure: Liberty Nation is a client of K. Moody and Associates. Ken joins us now. What have you experienced in terms of censorship with your clients?
I see censorship as an issue that we have to work around quite often on all the platforms.
Do you find yourself having to do workarounds to get the message across on your conservative sites?
I think they have the same rules, and the same rules apply when it comes to technically what you need to do to get, say, an ad approved. However, I think they're a little more critical on the conservative side. And even after following all the rules, I do notice some ads just don't get approved.
And finally, do you believe this type of censorship has gotten worse lately, or is it about the same?
It has gotten progressively worse, and it's going to get worse from here. It's across all platforms. They make it very difficult to market conservative sites or conservative views. You got to stick to the rules. If you're a conservative site or you're doing marketing for a conservative site, you definitely need to stick to the rules and avoid automation and put some personal element in there so that you don't get filtered out by any of the logistical type software that screens you.
That's Kenneth Moody, CEO of K. Moody and Associates, digital marketing expert.
Truth is making a comeback. Visit us at libertynation.com.